Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gray, your one and only Corrupted Angel, and today we are back. I know there was a little bit of a gap in between the uploads, I do apologize for that, but I took a mental day off. I am back though, feeling a little bit better, and I thought why not do another weapon review. Today we're looking at the Fellarx. We're using our wonderful little weapons platform Innerus to help us out here and making sure that we have a fair test. And we're going to have a look at the Fellarx today. So, the Fellarx is a shotgun. It is one that I think is relatively popular. I know a lot of people that really rep the Fellarx, and I think as a whole, it is quite a interesting gun in the sense that it doesn't require its incarnate form. If you guys are unaware, it has an incarnate form that is built into the gun. You don't actually have to grind it through Deviri because it's a Zariman weapon. And we're going to have a look at it today. So starting off with our 5 upgradable Incarnon, we have minus 50% weapon recoil. I really like this, just helps the gun be a bit more accurate, a bit more controllable, and I think that's a really pleasant experience. Then we have reload increases fire rate by 10% per shell, resets on reload. If you reload a full set of ammunition, this will blitz through your ammo in the second round through, basically giving you double the fire rate, which is really, really nice. Then you have the Racking Wrath, which is going to give us more status chance, less critical chance. You could easily go for headshots or even plus 10. Usually I like the status here and I like to build full status, but it's really up to you guys. You can build this weapon for crit and it works just fine. I personally have found success on the status build. However, there is definitely a world where you go crit, and I might even do a second video where we talk about crit Fellarx, but today we're going to talk about status Fellarx. And then, of course, we have 50% chance to deal 2,000% more damage when you do not crit. This is the reason why status is so good and why I love it. However, you could easily have punch through or potentially even the ammo efficiency if you wanted to go down that route instead and build for crit. I just find that 2,000% more damage is essentially a 10 times multiplier on your damage in a sense. I think it actually adds out to about 7.5% more instead. Nevertheless, let's get into the build. So, build is minimum critical chance. Really prefer that. We've got a prime point blank that I have not fully leveled up, and I will at some point, but I've got the capacity for it, so this will work regardless. It is a 3-former build, but it's got prime point blank. I have toxic barrage and prime shell. I think that this combo would be better as a viral, where you have a primed hold mod here, and then toxic barrage instead. So if you can get your hands on a primed cold mod, do that instead. I just had prime charge shell because that's what I had. Galvanized hell for the multi-shot. Galvanized savvy for all that bonus damage for having multiple status effects on. We got primary deadhead just to give us an instant boost in damage. Obviously merciless also works really well here. And then I've got atomic fallout. This is increasing our magazine capacity. Surprisingly really handy to have on this weapon because of that reload aspect. So if you can pump out reload really quick, you can actually get some insane extra bonus attack rate, essentially, some fire rate, thanks to that Incarnate upgrade. So I actually kind of like atomic fallout here, but I could totally understand if you wanted to using something from 1999. You could easily put, magnetic welt on and get the impact damage as well applies status chance because it does have decent impact. You could also go with magnetic strafe for the extra fire rate as well that's just put into the gun rather than going for the magazine capacity. I personally just really like the magazine capacity as it does provide a little bit more output without having to reload, and reloading this gun is somewhat slow. You have tactical pump in here for the extra reload and ammo stock for, again, more magazine capacity. Now, if I was being honest, you could easily put both of these as primed mods. Prime tack pump, prime ammo stock would increase this by a shitload, and then you could definitely take atomic fallout and replace it just as easily with magnetic strafe, because then you would have a magnet option as well for fighting those pesky Eximus units. But I think as a whole, this still works really, really well for what you're needing it to do. It is a really easy weapon to build. You can get a lot of damage and a lot of comfort out of this. And I personally like these magazine and reload speed upgrades to really help with that aspect of the gun. I think in a future world, I probably will upgrade both of those mods into primed mods. And I will probably try viral magnetic on the weapon as well, so that's definitely something to keep in mind as an option. Let's get into our standard MOT review though. We're going to do MOT, as always, Steel Path as our test bed. Again, Inner Us isn't obviously helping us in any way, shape or form when it comes to our damage, so this is just a raw damage review of the weapon. I personally love this weapon. I think it was by far one of the first weapons that I got that was Steel Path ready, and it worked really, really well. We've got a little helper here as well, looks like. Hopefully he doesn't murder too much while we're trying to show off the weapon.
Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
I'm gonna just get my buffs up, and as you can see, we're already one-cutting things, which is kind of ridiculous. We'll reload so we can see the full ammo buff ready. And that's just the fire rate that we can expect. Again, primed back pump would be phenomenal here as well. Just really would help with the fire rate of it. But as you can see, even with this really large magazine, we're getting crap loads of fire rate thanks to that incarnate form, and it really does add up. We can shred through things nice and easy. There's definitely a world where you could also put punch through on this weapon, and it would work incredibly well too. I think just overall, really versatile weapon. Incredibly, incredibly versatile. There is absolutely nothing that this weapon can't do. Any content in the game, it will do perfectly fine, and it will enjoy clearing house. Just remember to fully reload your mag from empty whenever you do get a chance to reload it. Let's look at it from an Eximus. It one-shots the Eximus. It doesn't even matter. If you're aiming at the head, it's going to do even more damage. I'll even show off the incarnate form. It isn't terrible damage. Genuinely, you still one-shot Steel Path enemies really, really effectively. So it is perfectly viable as a incarnate form as well. I know a lot of people don't like the incarnate form because it is just way lower DPS, but if you're ever in need of more ammo or something like that, this is a perfectly viable way to run the weapon, just to balance out your ammo pickups and stuff like that. It's also great for any crowd work that you need to do, where you've just got a big crowd of guys. It punches through really nice. It does AoE as well. It's really good. And it's a pretty good little display here. And then we can just blitz through everything. Again, one of my biggest things that I would recommend, if you can get your hands on it, is Prime Tac Pump. You are going to need to form of the weapon probably 2 more times if you want Prime Tac Pump and Prime Ammo stock on there, but I definitely think it would be worth it in every sense of the word, especially because then you could drop, like I said, Atomic Fallout and replace it with your magnetic mod to give yourself even easier times against those pesky Eximus units. And you can also get yourself, I think this is probably more positive for a lot of people, viral damage. So if you want to go to even higher levels of gameplay than I am, which is only just at the initial stages, you can. Like, you could take this gun to level cap and it would be absolutely shredding level cap enemies, especially if you go viral magnetic, as this is just an absolutely egregious gun. The only thing holding this gun back is the fact that its incarnate form does have a very slow fire rate and can be a bit clunky, has a bit of a ridiculous recoil to it, and unfortunately, the larger your ammo storage on this gun, the faster you want your ammo to be reloaded, because otherwise you are going to be in a situation where you're reloading for hours upon hours upon hours, and that is absolutely not fun. So if you're able to get your hands on those primed mods, definitely do it. I personally use this build and it works really, really well. Fantastic little experience to play, and I haven't really ever had trouble with it, to be entirely honest with you. Let's see if we can kill this assassin that's going to come around. We got Malice. Hopefully we can kill him, assuming that the other guy doesn't just immediately murder him. Oh, yeah, there he is. Ooh, he one-shot us. That's alright, though. Poor Inaros getting bullied. We got him, though. Nice. So there you go. Pretty good show of what this gun can do, which I really, really am happy about. We're going to get out of here as soon as that 5-minute mark ticks over. But as you can see, it really doesn't need too much in the way of investment, and it still does incredibly good. You can min-max as much as you want. It will rip through groups just as easily as anything else. And that is one of the best parts about this gun. Alright, off we go.
When you are ready, go to extraction.
I've been trying to build some other Warframes and whatnot as well, so be on the lookout. We're going to probably have a Gaia guide coming out eventually, as well as a Jade guide coming out eventually. I've just got to think some Forma and some Catalysts and that sort of thing into them. But once I get a hold of all of that, you will be seeing a guide for those Warframes come out on the channel. I've got a bunch of other weapons and a bunch of other Warframes happening very, very soon as well. So definitely give some love, check it out, and I do appreciate everyone for giving lots of support to the channel. We're trying to get from our current standing of like 200 odd subscribers to hopefully getting to 500 very, very soon. That would be amazing. I'd really appreciate that. And again, thank you all so much for the love and support on the content. I want to keep making Warframe content for you guys and gals, and hopefully we will have plenty more to come. If you want to support the channel as well, please do subscribe, like, comment, all that sort of jazz. Check us out over on Twitch. I play War Thunder every single day. I'm a sponsored content creator for that game on Twitch. So come by, vibe with us. It's a free-to-play game. Check it out. Give it some love. And if you want to give me any form of support with actually getting my goal of all of my primed Warframes and all that sort of jazz, because I am trying to collect all the prime Warframes, then by all means, oh my god, if I can show it, add me on the game. Name's up the top. Add me on Warframe. By all means, give me whatever Warframes you have spare to help me out. I'll get building them, and we'll get some guides out for everything. I'm slowly working my way towards every primed Warframe, and that's going to be our goal for the very foreseeable future. Again, thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye!